welcome everybody. I believe Denise is going to be starting us off this afternoon. If I can find her in all the windows.
Up here. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm going to ask you to all put yourselves on mute for me, please. If you've got anything that you want to say, can you use the chat? We'll be monitoring the chat. So, yeah, and I can see somebody already in the chat. I can't hear anybody. Yes, you should be able to hear everybody. Yes, you should. This is going to take less than, we reckon, just under the hour. And we're going to be recording the whole thing. So anyone who doesn't want to record it, just switch off your camera for us. Also, we're going to put all your videos up on YouTube. Can you also chat me if you don't want those up onto our YouTube channel? And you can follow us on social media. So it's at BIEA Education, hashtag, and we'll be using the hashtag BIEA STEM today. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to hand over to our host, Dr. Alex Holmes. She's the head of STEM for BIEA.
Welcome, everybody. It's lovely to see almost, over a full house at the moment. I'm going to be going through the awards this afternoon. I'm going to first of all apologise in advance that I have a cat who is he's somewhat intrusive in any Zoom meetings I ever have. So I do apologise in advance for the cat. He is quite disruptive. There's nothing I can do about it. So I'm Alex Holmes. I'm the head of STEM. I'm also the maker of the competition. And it's been absolutely amazing to see everybody's work. It's absolutely incredible, in fact, to see everybody's work this year. I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully this will work. I always wonder whether I'm sharing the right screen. No, probably not. Let me just share that again. Let's get the right one this time. Yeah, that's that one. Okay, so that's me, just in case. It's very strange when you share a screen on Zoom, if you haven't done that before, that actually you lose all the people that you're talking to. So I'm now talking to a blank screen. I wrote the competition this year, last year in fact, for this year, not really expecting, obviously a global pandemic to come and somewhat interfere and interrupt the plans. And when we changed the competition from culminating in a live event to making it entirely online, we weren't that sure that people would, still participate. So it's to great credit to all of you who participated in the competition, that even in the face of a global crisis, that you've all managed to kind of come good. So moving on swiftly, let's find my buttons. Welcome to the 2020 BIEA International STEM Youth Innovation Ceremony. We're going to celebrate all the winners today, and hopefully everybody will leave happy. So, as I said, we were absolutely impressed and amazed by the number of people who actually participated, over 50 countries. We've got 36 teams, maybe some of you, all of you are members of those teams, and then 40 different countries that made it into the final. And it was a real global spread. So we pretty much covered the planet. And I think that again is one of the things that makes BIEA so unique, is that there are lots and lots of STEM competitions out there, in different countries, but they are quite national and they stay within the borders of those countries. With our competition, we like to think that actually a problem in one country is quite likely to be the same problem in a different country. And so we like to get all of the students around the world to kind of join and participate, in confronting these kind of global problems. So first of all, I'm going to give sharing a video. Okay, we've got Dr. Carl. He's got a message for all the participants. I'm just going to, hopefully, it's going to be able to play. Somebody might have to chat me if it doesn't work.
Hi, g'day. I'm Dr. Carl Krasnitsky, a science writer from Australia. Australia. Now, in the current turmoil that we're experiencing in the world around us, and as a response to the ecological, social, demographic and economic challenges that are just piling up, we've got to look at science not as a bunch of facts, not as a separate world out there, but rather as a tool to understand and then shape and change the society and the world that we live in and will live in. I'm glad to see that despite these terrible times, so many of you have done quite incredible work in the BIEA saving our shores from plastic pollution competition. You are the future generations of scientists who will have to research and create the innovative solutions to the problems in a fast-changing world that you didn't make these problems. Sorry about that. I'd like to congratulate all of you and your teachers for inspiring all of us to make a difference in the world. And remember the words of Richard Feynman: science is a way to not get fooled. Bye.
That was great. Now, we've also, I hope, in our audience this afternoon got Professor Rick Chandler, who was one of our judges, who hopefully is going to say something. Rick, if you're in the audience, could you just say something so that I know that you're there, and then I'll stop sharing my screen.
I've unmuted and I'm here, yeah. You should see me on the screen. Hello. Yeah, I pre-recorded. You want me to say something now? I mean,
it would be great.
I was just going to say, as a judge, I was very pleased to be asked to judge this year. But I also wanted to say how enjoyable it was, how the competition was very impressive. All the results that I looked at were very impressive. And in my mind, you should all be winners, actually. I think that it was amazing. I mean, what you achieved in the lockdown situation, in terms of researching and developing these projects was very impressive. But also, I think you learned other skills. You've learned teamwork. You learned critical thinking of information online, and these are skills I think that will be valuable in your STEM careers as you move forward. I'd like to say I would like to see that there's more international collaboration like this in as we go forward, because I think that I found it very difficult to do the judging because they were all so good, and I can't say a better thing than that. And I judge other international competitions. I'd just like to wish all the entrants success wherever they go, and I hope they keep up learning and delivering successful projects like this throughout their life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that, Rick. Great though. Thank you for stepping up as a representative of all the judges that have looked at the work. What I'd like everybody to do in the chat at some point is just say hi and to say what country you're from, so that we kind of know. So we've got a kind of list, a record of who's managed to pop up, who's managed to get in. Actually, now we've hit our limit. And then of course I know that you're all just waiting for me to get on with it. So I'm going back to sharing my screen again. I just needed to remind myself that you're all here. And so we're back to, I do wonder about Zoom sometimes. It does not like to cooperate. I'm just going to do that again because it doesn't show me the right thing. Right, that's better. Hopefully you can all see my screen. We're here finally at the award ceremony. All that work that you've put in and all those months, and when we looked at the work and we looked at your submissions, we were just really impressed with the amount of reflection that all of you put into the amount of work that you put in, obviously during that lockdown and through the different kind of crises that your countries were going through. That the reflection it's quite a major part of this competition. It's being able to evaluate the kind of good things and the bad things and how you do things better, but also to see how you would how you would change things in the future. So moving on swiftly, I'm hoping that everybody can still share my screen. I'm also hoping that somebody will tell me if they don't. So okay, so there's lots and lots of awards. Because we had so many different facets to this competition, we've obviously got lots and lots of different kind of awards to give. If you can cast your mind back to those days before you submitted, you all started off with writing a report and doing research. And the report was part of the competition that concentrates you on some key skills that actually are transferable skills for the workplace, whatever job you go into. And it doesn't necessarily have to be STEM. It could be, you know, being able to research things, being able to look things up, and to know your references and your sources. This is a skill that crosses all jobs. Also being able to be articulate and literate, and being able to write things in a kind of logical order. All these things were I suppose we were aiming to try and encourage you to develop those skills on your journey through the competition. So I can't stall any longer, really. So best award, we're going to go in age categories to begin with. So between 9 to 11 age group, we've got keeping mud blanks clean. This is really upsetting for me because I can't see the screen. I can't see any of your faces at all. I have literally got my PowerPoint in front of me. So I'm hoping that if members of Keeping Mud Blanks Clean are there, they'll be whooping and jumping for joy. Certainly some excellent work. Team USA from Top Kids USA. They came with the best report for the ages 12 to 14 and 15 to 17-year-olds. We've got two teams. So we've got the quartet from UWC, who I believe were our winners last year. And we've got Rigel Kentoris. And I'll have to apologise in advance for not being able to pronounce, or if I pronounce things badly. But obviously, I've got stage fright to some degree. So those are the best report awards. All of you will get a certificate, or your team members will get a certificate. So best designer, this is what the competition was all about, wasn't it? And actually, when we looked at the designs that you all came up with, we were just astounded with your imagination and your creativity and your innovation. We had submissions from all different facets of society, so all different kind of areas that you could have drawn those ideas from. When we started, we kind of just thought everybody was going to submit a hovercraft. You know, that's kind of what I had in my head. But we've had crawlers, and we've had kind of tanks, and we've had things with long legs, and submersible vehicles that could switch. Really, really impressed with the ideas. And actually, you know, a lot of them weren't too far away from what we could actually develop in an engineering world. So 9 to 11, plastic collectors. A bit of me felt somebody leap for joy at that point. Fanatical about physics, well done. I can remember yours was very, very good. And two teams, and when we've got two teams, that's because we literally couldn't fault you. So we've got D-Plastic and we've got Plastic Shark for the best designs. All the designs, and hopefully we'll get some sort of images on our website obviously after the event, where we can kind of show off your work. And it's really useful to have a look at other people's entries. One of the shame about, you know, this year being an online only is that what we enjoyed so much about the live event last year was that everybody got to have a look at everybody else's work, which is really important, because actually some ideas were very, very similar, even though they came from global, you know, opposites. So again, we would like you to have a look at the images when they do go up on our website. So now we're on to the best video. And again, this was a slight change from last year, where we had the live evaluation and we had the live presentation. And you all did really well on the videos. I have to say, it puts quite a lot of adults I know to shame, the abilities of youngsters to make really, really good videos. And again, we're hoping that we'll get those videos up online so you can have a look. Some really, really creative, really imaginative entries, well worth the effort that you put into, because you know, as one of the judges, I was astounded by the quality. So some real budding journalists in our audience. So ages 9 to 11, I promised to stop stalling. We've got Dahini Beach Project. So Top Kids Centre in USA. That's they did enter quite a lot of teams. 12 to 14. Are you all hanging on the edge of your seat? We've got Halima Adowipi. Apologies if I did that wrong, but Nigeria with a really good video. And we've got Team PEH, and we've got Big Brain Time with our 15 to 17 videos. And I do hope that behind the screen, somewhere at the other end of the camera, you are leaping for joy if you were one of those entrants. So now we've got Best Effort Awards. We're going to give to people who got really, really high marks, but they didn't hit the top of any of the categories. And actually, we felt that it was really important to recognise that as a team, you did lots of things really well, rather than just kind of, you know, surpassing and doing one thing really well. So in our Best Effort Award, we've got, I really do, okay, Humanitariano. Apologies again if I got it wrong, but you did, you know, you've done a really good job. You've certainly done a better job than I've done in pronouncing your team's name. And Azerbaijan, Team Azerbaijan, again, another team who excelled across the board, but again, didn't quite hit the top marks. You know, you might have come fourth and not third. So, okay. And Ocean Warriors from Queen Elizabeth School. So well done to you as well. And the Judges Award. Now, most of you should have been interviewed by the judges over the last couple of weeks. And the judges have come up with, so from that live interview, the judges have come up with these following teams. So we've got 20 Shore 7, and we've got Spicy Stemmers, which is a good name, and we've got Orion. So well done to all you three teams for impressing the judges, actually. And the judges were, you know, STEM specialists and STEM experts, you know, in their own fields, who were, you know, impressed enough by the quality of your feedback to kind of, you know, name you several times. So we've got Rising Star Awards, and for our Rising Star Awards this year, so this is for all of you that have achieved the finals entry. You've all managed to impress us to the point where you've got into the finals. And if we'd had a live event, you know, you'd have been invited to join us and to show off your work and meet other people. So with our finalists awards, we've got BSJ, well done. Ashore Wind, NAS Dubai Drone, possibly the wrong competition, there's last year's competition. We've got Athena, and we've got Baywax from South Africa. And as you can see from the places where these teams are located, we are crossing the world. So well done to all of you. We've got Scientific Thinking Eliminates More Plastic. Team Shrek. Team ERE. Indira. Well done to Indira. So an individual entrance. There was a few of you. Team Zuburi. Last Minute Solution. And I'd just like, on the point of the individual entrances, that we did have, obviously, because many of the teams were split up as lockdown occurred across the world. And so we did have quite a lot of individual entrants this year. You know, that's we've got most respect for you to get on with a project on your own that was developed as a project that was meant for a team, you know, to get through all those different areas of our competition and submit, you know, really high quality work. We'd just like to thank you for, you know, just kind of, I suppose, having a bit of faith in us, really. But yeah, for all our individual entrants, well done. So now we're into the kind of second stages. So now we're looking at where we started to add up all the different scores and to see who came second runner up and then first runner up. And obviously we're aiming towards our champions at this point. So everybody's now hanging on the edge of their seat. So in the ages 9 to 11, our second runner up, we've got Tahini Beach Project. So well done. And again, you might see some of the names repeated at this point. We've got Octopi, good name, and I can remember your design because of that name. And then we've got three teams here. We've got Burn Cool, we've got Green Machine, and we've got Prata Neptunia. which again, some really good team names. I think we might have a competition on just the names next year. So well done to all of the teams here for achieving second runner-up for this year's competition. First runner-up, a bit of me just wants to unshare my screen and have a look at what your faces all look like. Never mind. I'll continue to talk to myself. So first runner-up, we've got Keeping Mudflats Clean from Alpha Prep. And 12 to 14, we've got Plasdot. And then we've got LLC Lahore as the 15-17 submission. So well done to all you teams for you know, for submitting such high quality. And again, as I said, you know, if you've not achieved that you know, any of these awards this year, do have a look at the website to see, you know, what it was that other people did. And equally, actually, if you did get awards like this, then, you know, have a look to see what the spread was, and see what a difficult decision that the judges had to actually, you know, decide things. Right, so champion of the age group. So this is not the overall champion, these are just the champions of those age categories. Now, admittedly, we did have fewer entrants for the 9 to 11 this year for various reasons, but the champions from the 9 to 11 age group for this year are Plastic Collector from Top Kids with their plastic collection vehicle. We've got the Stanfordians for the 12 to 14 age categories, and then from the 15-17-year-old age group, we've got the AMET activists from Beacon. So well done to all of you for coming the top of your age categories, kind of across the board. You know, there's a lot of fairly intricate statistics in coming up with, you know, in marking the work, and you guys came the top. I can see the chats flashing. And we'd just like, at this point, just like to say thank you to all the judges who, you know, they're all volunteers. They all took out a little bit of their time of their day, and quite a few of them, albeit they may be working from home, but they're actually quite busy people, and they volunteered to kind of to chat with you and to have a look at your work. And actually, most of them were quite surprised. So these are all our judges. Dare I try and read out all their names? Probably not, because I'm bound to miss somebody. But obviously, Professor Chandler, you've all met one already. He's already you know, said something, and I think I would speak for all of them when I say that actually the quality of work that comes out of this competition far surpasses our expectations every year. You do amazing stuff, and I think that you know, some of the work that's coming through from, you know, you young people is better than what we would see if we put the same competition to adults. So I think it's worth just saying that it is amazing work that's coming out of young people today. So we're here. This is the bit where there's like a drum roll, and there's like everybody's hanging on the edge of the seat, and everybody wants to know, what is it, who's managed to get the grand prize from this year. It's quite difficult to stall when you're just talking to a camera. I don't really have a stack of jokes that I could tell, and I kind of get the feeling that actually I'm wary of internet connections dropping as well. So the grand prize for this year, for 2020, is AMET activists from the Beacon School in the UK. So I'd like to thank them. I do wonder whether they're in the audience. If I stop sharing my screen, is anybody from AMET in the audience today? If so, could you unmute yourself and say something, and it will pop you to the top of the screen. Be brave.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where are you?
We're from Banstead in England, in the UK. I was the only one in the team who managed to get into the call, and I'm very glad I kept trying. Thank you very much.
It's lovely to have you, and I'm really sorry that your other members of your team didn't manage to get into the call. But well done. Congratulations on being this year's 2020 champions. we will be putting AMET activists' work up on the website, and really highly recommended that everybody, has a look at some point. Obviously, internet connections notwithstanding. Okay, thank you. Is it James?
Thank you, James. That's okay.
Thank you, James, and also say congratulations to the rest of your team from us for doing such a good job.
I will do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I shall be going back to sharing my screen now, which I'm getting quite good at. Moving on swiftly, of course, while I seem to have a captured audience, is that obviously we're going to do it all again next year. I did pay attention to quite a lot of the feedback that a lot of you gave me in terms of what you thought, the way the good things about the competition, and some of the competition ideas that you thought might be changed, and I have absorbed all of those. So you've actually made my work quite difficult for next year, but we'll be launching yet another competition in 2021, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that this might result in a live finals. And although I'm beginning to quite enjoy the online thing, but again, it will be in January 2021 when we launch the competition, and we let everybody know these are images from this year's competition with our giant plastic whale. And again, do keep an eye on our website for more information. I'm just gonna click on. I've lost my buttons again. Okay, so more surprises. We're going to have a new theme and a new vehicle, if it's even a vehicle at all. Hopefully a new venue, and hopefully you'll all be able to participate. And as you edge your way through the age categories, we've certainly got some teams this year who were in teams last year who've become a new age category, and you're actually the skill development is noticeably there. So your ability to research, your presentation skills are phenomenal, your evaluation skills. So it is kind of worth persevering with us. So we do look forward to hopefully sharing our competition with you again next year. And in the meantime, I think it's really important to say, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. It's really important to say that, thank you for being so, I suppose, so resilient in the face of adversity. And thank you for, taking part in our competition when literally the kind of world fell apart around you. And thank you for persevering with us when you were in lockdown, when you were on your own, when your teams were spread out across countries. It's all been really appreciated. And I think that, if we can do a similar thing next year in circumstances that are a little bit more under our control, when we're back at school and we're back at colleges and we're interacting with our teachers, the things that you guys can achieve will be just superiorly amazing. So I think even if you haven't won the grand prize this afternoon, please congratulate yourselves for actually going above and beyond, just above and beyond the expectations, and for doing pretty amazing things for young people. And I just kind of want to shout to the world about you, because I think that what you've done has been so impressive, and so I'm so in admiration of all of you. And I think that I can speak for all the judges in saying that we are just totally admiring of all the young people that participated this year. I think I've come to the end of my talking bit now. I believe Helen wants to share a video. I'm running out of voice, Helen. So I think she wants to show a video of hopefully.
Was it? Yeah, that's the one that.
We had a few technical hitches beforehand. You might have noticed.
Yeah.
Or I might be able to do it. Let me try. Okay, forget that, Helen. I'll share it.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Yeah, it's a compilation video. Thank you.
I have to just take my earphones out, otherwise you can't hear anything. I would like to note that the cat has not been seen. I don't know what's happened. Right, let's share this screen again. Hopefully we'll see this.
Three steps We discover and learn
about the world we live in.
It's more than just technical skills.
STEM enables us to understand the intricate relations between people and the planet.
STEM is not only for young people.
It's for everybody,
regardless of the age, gender or nationality.
The BIEA STEM competition brings STEM to life for young people across the globe,
helping them develop solutions
to today's environmental issues.
The competition gives young people the opportunity
to show off their creativity, innovation and talent.
We have been delighted and amazed at the quality and standards of this year's competition entries.
We'd like to give our sincere congratulations to all the young people and their teachers
for their passion, drive and determination in making this year's competition super special.
Incredible enthusiasm for the competition, even through a global crisis, is an inspiration for all of us.
Please have a look at their incredible work that is helping create a future that we all want to see.
I have to say it's quite scary to see myself on a video in exactly the same room. So I think I've come to an end of, I've come to the end of the award ceremony this afternoon. I'd love to have made it a bigger thing, but of course, because we're limited to online, I'm so impressed to see that we hit our limits with numbers. I think that in itself is quite fantastic. And next year, if we are, you know, in an event like this, then we'll know to up the numbers a little bit. And I do apologise if any of your teammates didn't manage to join us this afternoon. I hope you've all said hi in the chat. I can see the chat box is glowing red at me. It's been really, really nice to kind of see you all, albeit I do have to scroll through 4 screens in order to see you all. Thank you for being possibly the most silent class I've ever sat in front of, all 100 of you. So again, I'm not quite sure how much more talking I can do before I begin to babble. So Denise, would you like to take over from me at this point? I'd like to put Denise on.
We're just trying to do chat. I can't do 2 things at once. Yeah, thank you everybody. This has been a different experience for all of us than what we expected, but I can't thank you all enough. I think it's incredible to see everybody, and you're from all over the world here today, all knowing that you've contributed to this. And yeah, look forward, as Rick said, to seeing you all on YouTube and all your designs on there, and seeing you next year. And just to say, for some of you who were saying, oh, we won't be able to enter next year, we are running a university STEM challenge. So that's for 18 to 21 year olds. So if you're getting ready to leave school this year and moving on to higher education, you can still join us next year for the other competition. So thank you everybody, and see you next year. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.